For our last lesson here, 18.4 for geometry, we're going to look at the volume of spheres. All right, here we go. Take a moment and write down the volume of a sphere with radius r. And remember, this is in terms of radius, not diameter. The first problem we're going to look at here is going to be a balloon with a diameter of 72 feet. So go ahead and take a look at this. This is the first thing we're going to do is find out how many gallons of helium this holds. First we have to find the volume in terms of feet, and then we're going to look at the cubic feet and change it to gallons. And here's the conversion. All right, let's go ahead and begin. All right, so step number one. Step number one is we've got to find the radius of the balloon. Okay, because the volume's in terms of radius, and we have a diameter of 72, so the radius is going to be half of that, which is going to be 36. Okay, so to find the volume of the balloon in cubic feet, we just plug in the formula. The volume is equal to 4/3 pi r, which is 36 cubed. So the first thing we have to do is cube 36. Now remember, when we're using a calculator, this function right here is for exponents. So first I'm going to take 36, I'm going to cube it, and again I hit this button here, which gives me my exponent, and cubing, which gives me 46656. And then I'm going to multiply it times pi. Multiply that times pi, and again here's my pi function. So second function, which is pi, multiply it times pi. Now at this point, okay, I have that number and I need to take 4/3 of it. First multiplying it times 4, then dividing it by 3. So times 4, take that answer times 4, then divide it by 3, and now we've got an approximation of 195,432.19, rounding it to 6. So volume is approximately equal to 195,432.19, and we're rounding it to the nearest thousandth. At this point, we need to find the capacity of the balloon to the nearest gallon. Remember our conversion rate. Let me write that down again. So 1 gallon is equal to just a smidgen of a cubic foot. So we've got 195,000 cubic feet. Cubic feet. So what we need to do is we need to take this number and divide it by this number so that we can have our cubic feet and convert it to gallons. And when I do that, we end up with 1,461,721.735 gallons of helium. And the question actually told us to round it to the nearest gallon. So 1,461,722. So 1,461,722. And if we wanted to round it to the nearest 1,000 gallons, then we just do 1,462. And there's my drawing and total problem right there. Now it's going to be your turn. A spherical water tank has a diameter of 27 meters. How much water first can the tank hold to the nearest liter? First of all, find the volume of the tank in cubic meters, which it's going to give us because it gives us 27 meters. And then we're going to find the capacity of the tank to the nearest liter, as in 1,000 liters is equal to 1 cubic meter. So go ahead and pause the video, work this out on some paper, and go ahead and hit continue when you are ready. Okay, and there you have it. Figured out the radius first, which is half the diameter, plugged it into the formula, and got the volume in cubic meter. Then 1,000 liters is 1 cubic meter. So we basically just take this number and multiply it by 1,000, which means we move the decimal 1, 2, 3 to the right, and when we do, it goes right there. 1, 2, 3, and then we round it to the nearest liter. All right, our last problem here is taking a cylinder. Again, this is going to be now a composite figure. We're going to take a cylinder and we're going to cut half of a sphere out. So we're going to take this section, it's half of the sphere. So it's just like a cylinder with a kind of like a dip in it. It's like a big bowl that, it's almost like a dog bowl. It's got this weight around here, and it's got a half a cylinder in it. So it's got a round bottom, but the cylinder again is a normal cylinder. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find out the volume of this cylinder. Then we need to subtract half of the sphere. Again, all we're given here is this 7 inches of the diameter of the cylinder and sphere. And to help you out a little bit, the bottom of the sphere here is tangent to the bottom of the base, which means this distance right here is the same as the radius. So if we figure out the radius, then we have the height of the cylinder. So let's just start with there real quick. So we know that half, or the radius is equal to half of the diameter. So the radius is equal to 3.5 inches, which is also equal to the height of the cylinder. So now we've got that 3.5 inches, which is equal to height. Now you go ahead and pause this, figure that out. Again, find the volume of the cylinder, and then subtract half of the sphere to get the composite volume of that figure. Before you get in, well, if you haven't already done it, just want to remember the cylinder is going to be pi r squared h, which is the big base, which is a circle, pi r squared, times the height. And the sphere, now for a sphere we've got that. If you take half of 4/3, you can do what we call a hemisphere, which is going to be equal to 2/3 pi r cubed. So you can go ahead and figure it out this way and then take half of the answer, or you can take half of 4/3, and again, if you multiply 4/3 times 1/2, you're going to get 2/3. So you can do it either way. Sorry for making you pause it or repause it again if you needed a hint. As soon as you, if you pause it now and figure it out, or if you've already, just keep rolling and it will show you the answer. And there we go. And if you notice, 3.5 is cubed here. Technically it's cubed right here too, so all you have to take is the volume here and multiply it times 2/3. So if you take 134.695785 times 2 divided by 3, you're going to get that number. So you didn't have to plug it in again if you didn't want to. And then we take the cylinder minus the hemisphere and gives us 44.9 cubic inches. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed some of these or learned a little bit, and have a great summer. This is our last video for geometry. Have a great summer.